Hola mi amigos, my name is Chin and I am that freaking Mark, here today to talk to you about some BCW episode 1 of Join the Cult. Not gonna dick around, let's just get right on into it. So yeah, the episode gets started pretty standard. It's Alicia Toot and Bobby Shubensky just kind of sitting down, shooting the shiz. Alicia's asking Bobby stuff about how do you go from clothing to wrestling, and he just kind of talks about his lifelong love for Stone Cold Steve Austin, which, hell yeah, brother, I think we all can relate to that one. Let's be real with ourselves. He also goes in to talk about, how he had his relationship, his ex-fiance with WWE diva, dare I say, Rosa Mendez, if I can speak English for a second here. At this point in the interview, Bobby's phone goes off, and it's just the most relatable thing in the world. He's just sitting there apologizing. You can just see that he feels really bad about it, too. His buddy off camera is giving him crap about it. Like, it's just, I liked it. And it did this weird little, behind-the-scenes thing where the cameras kind of cut behind the cameras that we're already filming, just to kind of, give you that, insider's approach to it. I thought it was cool. It's something that you don't often see in a wrestling format, that's for sure. I can't think of one time in the WW world where I've seen, an interview and then something happens and they just pan to a little behind them type section. I thought it was really cool. Kind of added a little bit of realism to it, I guess you could say. And yeah, at this point they're just still sitting down, talking. Some lady, a producer or whatever, comes in from off screen and says that Doug has some commitments he has to make around 4 o'clock. So if they could just switch out really quick, that would probably make things super swell. So Bobby takes it like a champ, just kind of walks off for a minute, and they bring Doug on in. Basic introductions. Alicia's sitting there looking adorable as all hell. Doug introduces himself. This is where Alicia clarifies that her last name is Atoot. So for everyone wanting to give me some crap for saying a tout, right there, buddy. It's a toot, okay? It might not be the first thing you want to pronounce, but it's a toot. Live with it. She just kind of asking Doug about him and the relationship with Bobby, and he talks about how, he originally kind of started with having a theater background initially. Wasn't ever really a fan of wrestling, was familiar with it. His kids were fans of it. They, again, like Stone Cold, because how could you not freaking like Stone Cold Steve Austin? Also familiar with Triple H, because he is the game. Kind of starts talking about his previous relationship with BLACKCRAFT in the sense that he would just, wear their shirts to, conventions and things like that. He just thought they looked really freaking metal, basically. I myself agree. It's Satan and Jesus in a freaking Mortal Kombat fight. At this point, Doug is just kind of talking about how he came upon the making of the Preacher character itself. How it's inspired by a character played by Robert Mitchum in the movie Night of the Hunter, which is an old black and white flick. I'll throw a picture up here so you guys can check it out as well. And it's just kind of funny because Doug talks about how essentially somebody he knew was going to throw out this really dope jacket. And Doug's just like, well, if you're going to throw away that dope jacket, I probably got a use for it. And he sure as hell did start throwing together this Preacher character. And I think it's hard to argue that it doesn't work, because it does. It works pretty well for the guy. Yeah, at this point, we have Alicia asking the one thing that she shouldn't have asked in this scenario, which was something to the extent of, hey, what happens next for Matt Justice now that he didn't join the cult and spit all this holy water in your face, or whatever the hell that was. Wrong thing to ask, Alicia. You did the equivalent of what happens when somebody pats Jay Lethal on the back and he turns into Black Machismo. You turn Doug Bradley full on into the Preacher here. He lost his marbles, starts laughing like somebody who is completely insane. I love it because it started off as this realistic kind of just sit down interview you would see from the point of, starting with Doug and starting with Bobby and Doug having pre-existing time arrangements, so they have to switch him out. And by the end of the video, Doug has came in and he's completely losing his marbles again because she asked him about that one thing you shouldn't have asked him. And Alicia's just sitting there super awkwardly, not really knowing what to make of the situation. I love it. Video just goes to black. To be continued. And yeah, for considering it's like a 10, 13 minute episode, little episode 1 type thing, that's good stuff. Keeps me on the edge. I want to know what is up next, and I look forward to talking about what is up next. And yeah, pretty much that is all for episode 1 of season 1 of Join the Cult. I mean, I think, it's a good setup. Next episode, we're going to see what's going on with Matthew Justice, and I've already kind of seen some hints of it since I'm behind on this stuff. It looks really cool. It's just like Justice in like a freaking gymnasium. And that's all I'm going to say for now, because we'll get into that on the next episode. Again, my name is Chin, and I am that freaking Mark. Follow your boy on all of those nice juicy platforms at that freaking Mark. And yeah, we're going to get into this some more. Going to give you guys some more quality videos, and it should be fun. Deuces!